morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of News Report with Zyori and Hyper. It's flu season. Who knew? Josh, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good today. Ready to play some League of Legends again.
Yep, exactly right. League will be the game of the day. Starting a little bit late today, just around noon. Josh is hungry. I've had extra caffeine. We're both feeling flu-free, right, Joshy?
No flu here. I actually got the flu shot, so hopefully that'll help me.
I said, goddamn. I did not get a flu shot. You know how I am about shots, Josh.
No, I don't.
Well,
do you not like shots?
Well, let me lay this on you. I got a flu. What are the nasal things called? Nasal mist, something like that.
Anti-incongestants. I don't.
No. You can get the flu vaccine, but snort it up your nose with like a liquid.
Oh, I have no clue.
I don't know what the technical name. Well, I did that once. Instead of the flu vaccine, we did the nasal spray. It was awful. I'm one of those people that gets sick after the vaccine, dude. I stayed home from school for like 4 days and a weekend together because I was sick as a dog.
Wow.
Since then, I've just been like, fuck it, I'll take... I mean, it's like, well, I definitely get sick or I might get sick if I get the flu. But now, it's getting scary out there. Lots of people dying. I think 47 of the states have reported threshold deaths of the amount higher than required for a panic. I think, what was it, Boston? The governor put out a state of emergency for the city because so many people had the flu.
Yeah, it was one of the unique things. I did hear about that, about getting hit pretty hard. I remember back when I went to college in Atlanta, Georgia, there was 1 year, I think my junior year, where we had a ridiculous flu season. And people were just missing classes everywhere. Some classes would be like half full. And they said you could like skip classes and people would like skip the tests and quizzes, you know, and try to get out of that stuff. But yeah, it was pretty bad. I think cities have it much worse than where we are in the suburbs right now. I know my mom's a doctor and she's telling me it really isn't that bad where we are. It's just another flu season.
Yeah, well, again, remember we talked about the twilight zone in which we live, and flu season seems to be immune to, or no, we seem to be immune to the effects of flu season as well. Same with weather. It's been a while since our area got hammered. We did have that oil leak, or what was it? A big, was it a boat or a truck that fell off a bridge or something?
A train that fell off an old bridge and spilled that stuff.
All that goo.
We avoided that too, though. I'm pretty sure there are people who are still like kicked out of their houses because
that was like 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
All right. So news aside, Josh, what's it gonna be today? What are we picking? What are we playing? You got Garen already, buddy.
I've been practicing Garen, so I'm gonna go with him.
I haven't been practicing much of anything.
You should go with.
I might actually just pick Ashe, honestly. I should play who?
Oh.
Who are
you have to wait.
Who are you thinking?
No, you can play whoever you want. Whoever you're best at. You think you can land those arrows? Do it with Ashe.
Indeed. Well, we'll try. I like the big plays. This guy says Jace plus Taric. No, we don't have Jace. Let's see. Where's Ashe? Where is he? There he is.
Smart choice.
Locking in, Josh. We're doing it. Let's go.
Locking in?
Locking in. I'm ready.
Okay.
Support the team. All right. So before we get too into the flu season, we've got plenty of flu data. I just made that up. We don't have any flu data. I was looking for a pie chart. I couldn't find one. But we're going to talk about the flu, some do's and don'ts. We're going to talk about Piers Morgan and his may or may not be deportation. Until then, Josh, how are we looking in the stock market this week? Yes, Piers Morgan. You know, CNN, the
yeah, I know who he
British.
Is. I think it was funny that he was a judge on America's Got Talent or something like that. He was a judge on like the X Factor in the UK.
I don't know why.
Now he's got his own talk show on whatever news station.
Yeah, he's interesting. Well, you heard about that whole thing. Did you see the video of him arguing with the crazy pro-gun guy that wants to deport him?
I think so.
Oh, God, the video was going viral, man. It's really funny. The guy's really, really angry about guns, man. I don't know why he's so upset. I mean, nobody's taken his guns away yet. And he's already, like, I thought he was going to deck Piers.
I know. I think I know exactly the video you're talking about. I think it was on The Daily Show. Yeah, that guy was really angry.
He was so mad. He's just like, I'll tell you what, Piers, even you're fleeing your own country. It's just like, well, sorry, CNN doesn't have a Well, I was gonna say they don't have a headquarters in London, but I'm sure that they do actually.
Probably do, yeah.
Still, anyway, enough about Piers Morgan, Josh. How are we looking in the market this week?
I may have to DC for a second. I'm trying to think.
Oh, worst timing because I don't know anything about the market. I know a little bit.
Well, we can see there's a good chance I may disconnect, which could be very bad because League of Legends.
Oh.
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. It's a gamble. It's a gamble every single time.
Wait, am I still here?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I think whatever happened was fixed. Maybe they're not using Netflix in the other room. There
you go. That may fix it, Josh.
But okay, yeah, the stock market. Oh my God, it's just been going crazy still. I think on Thursday, the S&P 500 closed at like 5-year highs. Everything's been looking pretty positive since the fiscal cliff is over.
Everyone's relieved. Everyone's wiping that sweat from their brow.
I know. So the market's been on a huge run. They think there's going to be a pullback somewhere, but like it hasn't happened. And it was funny on Friday, the two really big stocks that have been known, like just everyone's been getting out of them, Best Buy and RIM. RIM's the people who make the BlackBerry.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's been kind of like ditching those stocks, saying like Best Buy is going to get overtaken by Amazon and the other places in the upcoming years. And BlackBerry, who really uses BlackBerries anymore? But like
I do because I have one issued for work. It's awful though. I'm really not a big fan of the BlackBerry. It's pretty. It just feels inferior, if that makes sense. I just keep trying to touch the screen and then it gets all smudgy because it's not a touch screen. The keyboard, as my dad says, it's special. Have you ever typed on a BlackBerry keyboard? It's surprisingly difficult.
I have. My mom uses a BlackBerry because she has one for work too, and she's okay with it. But I'm not a fan of it either. If I had one, I would prefer.
We've talked about this in way past episodes, but they missed the buck on setting up that ecosystem. All of the developers are either on Apple or Android right now. Why would anybody waste their time developing apps for BlackBerry? Do they even have Angry Birds? I mean, come on, man.
I don't think so. But yeah, on Friday, those stocks rallied like I think 10%. Way over 10% for RIM and Best Buy. So it was a pretty crazy day, and it looked like it was going to go red, but keep just pushing stocks higher. So who knows? It's looking pretty positive, though. We may get to all-time highs in the stock market. So
well, that's good to hear because we've all got some assets tied up in the stock market. And it's good here. My mom actually said that last night at dinner. She was like, this guy's really upset that I want to go bottom, Josh. Tell him to go away.
What does he want from us? We don't have a jungle, so we have to do something weird.
Yeah, I think he wants to support you. Or he wants to support me. No, he wants to support me.
He wants to support you.
But,
we're not going to let him do it.
You know what? I'm going to be nice to the other team since I was already mean to our team.
Be nice to the other team because I was mean to our team.
I mean, it's the only logical thing to do at this point.
And look at the response you get. Okay.
Oh god, here we go. I blasted him. Yeah, she wants it, dude.
How can she still see you?
They probably put ward down.
Do you have...
Did they just ignite me? Oh, no, it was a trap. Okay. I mean, I've got slow again with my volley.
She probably teleported back.
Yeah. But that's good to hear. Any other anything interesting about our technology stocks? Zynga do anything exciting this week? Lose any more employees? Higher up, senior management?
We're almost into earnings season. It's coming up in January, so yeah, get back. Yeah, just last hit, and I'll harass these people. I'll lay it into that guy right there, even though he should be in the jungle. Zynga was up on Friday, but still got a ways to go.
Yeah, it looks like they closed around $2.58 per share. It's not really so great.
Mm-hmm. But it's working on it. It's working on the rally. It's still early January.
Yeah, that's true. Well, good to hear. I guess not too much crazy stock news, though. This week it's been all about the flu. It's going crazy, as we were already talking about. There are states of emergency all over the country because so many people are dying from this flu season. And this is actually early for flu season. This is like last year, this time, they didn't even call this flu season. We're still like, I think 3 or 4 weeks out from that threshold they used last year. And that's just because it's so bad. The other problem is, of course, we've had shortages of the vaccination in past years, and that was a big commotion. So to avoid that, they produced the vaccines earlier this year. Unfortunately, they missed the big strain that is causing the epidemic. So even the flu vaccine right now doesn't protect against the H2N3, which is the big one that everyone's afraid of. Of course, it protects against the H1N1, aka swine flu, which of course is a misnomer because it doesn't really come from pigs. It's no good, man. Even if you get a flu vaccine or a flu shot this season, it may not be protecting you. I'm going to shoot some slows, and I missed her.
Almost had it.
Yeah,
they got lucky. They got lucky that time, AC. Don't worry, I can harass them nonstop.
Yeah.
Because I have no mana and no rage.
I got no rage.
Oh, hit the wrong thing.
Damn it.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten the flu since way back in high school, I know. But it was nasty. I hated it.
I don't think too many people really like getting the flu.
Yeah, I remember. That was one of the few times we get... I'm coming back.
Oh, no. I didn't think she was going to double back. Oh, you got it.
Got it. I'm going to teleport back to home. It's all you. But yeah, ever since then, I know in college, because you don't want to get sick in college and miss finals and stuff, since that's when like the first bit of flu starts coming in, that in the spring. Yep. So we all got vaccines because my mom's a doctor. So she would always, at Thanksgiving, we would all get the vaccine.
Instead of dessert, everybody gets a flu shot.
Yeah, she would just come into our rooms, and then, or while we were sitting down watching TV, we get the flu vaccine out of nowhere. Wow. But none of us has gotten sick because of it. Your arm's a little sore the next day, occasionally.
Yeah. That's normal for really any vaccination, I think.
But that was about it. So.
Yeah, I got the nasal mist once, and that really made me sick. I was down and out for a good 4 or 5 days, and since then I haven't gotten it. But I've been reading a lot in the news recently. This week my news feed was just played with all sorts of articles about the flu and all sorts of myths debunked. So many people are so fucking stupid when it comes to the flu. I saw of course you get to read all of the comments on the articles. You get to see what your average stay-at-home mom gets to say about the flu, and they're just it just makes me mad, man. It's like the Han trolls. It just irritates me reading about idiots on the internet. And the problem with the vaccine is it's just not 100%. So people get it and then they still get the flu, and they get all upset and they say, oh, it's a scam. Then there's that whole thing about vaccinations causing autism. Have you ever heard about that, Josh?
Yeah, I heard about that. That was something a real long time ago.
It's still going on. It's still going on, but it lost most of its steam because the FDA finally did some research and were just like, yeah, this is just a bunch of bullshit that some people made up for media attention. As it was coined by one of the higher-ups in the FDA, it is the the biggest medical hoax in the past 100 years.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty... Hold on a second, going hard on these guys again. It's definitely something that a lot of times... Shh, I'm running away. Do you have Ignite? You should ignite it. Oh shit, I'm about to die. But yeah, medicine, especially with the like WebMD and people just being able to watch like all these medical shows that are on TV nowadays. Like everyone has their own opinions and think they're experts on medicine, even though they're not at all. And they I know my mom has said a couple times people like reference like house and stuff. So I got the same symptoms of this, and like that's not how medicine works. And everyone thinks they're like an expert now with all these people like blogging, and that's even become an issue now because people, if you like blog about like diets, but you don't have like your dietary license or something like that, you can be like, it's not good apparently.
Certainly not good, because if someone takes
you're held like accountable,
if someone takes your advice and they die, you could be held accountable if their family sues you or something like that. So it's scary. That said, I'm probably not going to get a flu vaccine this season. you know, I don't know. I don't want to run the chance of getting sick. I'm kind of like you. I've never really gotten the flu bad. The worst I got sick from the flu was when I had the nasal spray in high school. So I don't know, but like you said, it's not as bad in our area. The cities I know, I think we said before this started, Boston is the big one, where it was in the news, where the governor actually declared a state of emergency for the city of Boston, which is just insane.
Yeah,
for the flu. And I know some hospitals now are turning people away because they're totally filled up with sick flu people, and of course it's very contagious. So there's the quarantining that they're trying to do. Hospitals are an absolute mess right now, man. I'm glad I'm not sick and in need of hospital help. I bashed a moo with my arrow.
I know. Bam! Woo! That AC.
I'm gonna tell him he's my friend.
Good job, friend.
You know, the other thing about the flu vaccine that a lot of people don't realize, it doesn't give you instant inoculation. It is a 2-week time in which you're still vulnerable after you get the vaccine. So some people get sick in that window and they're like, what the hell, I got the flu shot. It's like, dude, the flu shot is not like the end-all be-all end of the flu. It's one of those vaccines where they just deal with like the 3 or 4 most common strains, and there's like 60 strains of the flu.
Yeah, there's so many, and they just pick the one that's most common at the time, and hopefully they pick right. Yeah.
So it's just, you know, you see some people. I don't understand the anti-vaccination movement and that whole thing about autism. It's just a load of bullshit. Basically, their argument was that my son got a vaccine and he's autistic. And one of the things with autism is that they're finding is in some cases it's not present as obvious when they're young, and it's sort of like they develop autism as they get older. So these dipshit parents are like, oh, see, look, he got vaccines and now he's becoming more autistic. And it's like, well, he was probably going to get more autistic regardless of if you vaccinated him for the flu or not. And they just, you know, they don't want to see logic. And there was some, I mean, it's another one of those situations where the media really has a big role in it. There was some big actress, I can't remember who it is, it's some female, is it Kevin Bacon's wife? That was really big on the movement, and that was part of the reason it gained so much steam.
Not Kevin Bacon.
I don't know that it was him, but it was some, you know, it was some like big time actress, like Winona Ryder or some bullshit. She's like, hey, autism with vaccinations. Oh, right.
Yeah, everyone has.
And a doctor.
And a doctor.
Because I went to medical school. I watched Patch Adams the other night. I guess that means I'm an expert.
I know. Yeah, that's what's coming to nowadays. Everyone has their own opinions and they think they're right.
Oh, shit. Anytime you want to try to kill these guys, I can just chuck my big arrow at them.
Yeah, this I'm trying to kill this Caitlyn because I don't like her. But
blast her in the face with
I keep getting stopped by this like Nunu keeps like.
Yo, he's getting fucking serious.
I'm getting hurt though. They're hitting me. Which is why I want to kill Caitlyn, because she gets nasty later on.
Oh yeah, she does. She's a big
One of
turd
these
burger.
Oh, they ran away.
So the flu's nasty. Of course, the big thing for all of you at home that may or may not have the flu, wash your fucking hands, you grimy bastards. That's the #1 way the flu spreads, Josh, because people don't wash their hands after they sneeze on themselves and they cough on themselves and they go to the bathroom. It's just nasty.
Especially, yeah, in public places. Yeah, that's why it's in the cities the most and everything.
Yep. Keyboards, doorknobs.
People sharing keyboards.
Other things that people touch. Those are the only 2 things I could think of.
Yeah, luckily we don't have that issue. I don't know. In my house, no one touches my keyboard except me.
Nobody touches my keyboard except me, damn it. That's kind of true in my house, too. Nobody really touches my keyboard. I heard one lady at work the other day talk about how, yeah, he's been out for like 4 days. He's really sick. And then she was like, yeah, even his dog is sick. Man, that flu must be really bad. And I'm like, you realize that the flu is not interspecies, right? Like...
Oh, I'm gonna get her. Oh, God. Nice. Nice.
She was probably dead anyway, but that felt good.
Yeah, I know. I ignited her, but you, like, just threw a giant arrow in her face.
Hell yeah. Caitlyn, you dirty, dirty dog. But it just goes to show, man, you don't really understand how ignorant some people are about medical stuff until you listen to them talk. It's just unbelievable to hear somebody actually say that seriously, like, oh yeah, even his dog is sick. Like, what the fuck are you... Really? Like, really? Like, ugh. And that was the whole thing. Again, while we're talking about flu, bird flu is another one of my pet peeves. Why am I pointing back? Is another one of my pet peeves of people talking. I had this this class, public administration, and the professor was talking about bird flu and how it's scary because birds can fly. So if it's in Asia, they could migrate here and we could get it. I'm like, dude, that's not. It's not really how it works. It's like, yeah, like 3 people got the bird flu from birds. You know how those people got it? It was like kids that were playing soccer with severed chicken heads, dude. It's like people that were just hanging around in like massive amounts of bird feces in like meat houses and slaughterhouses and that kind of stuff. Like it's not like just birds are walking around with the flu that humans are gonna catch. It's like really isolated situations, and then everybody just explodes and it becomes an epidemic. They're like, bird flu, oh my god, the birds are gonna fly over the ocean and give us all the flu. It's like, just don't cuddle with the birds and it's not gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I know for a fact, though, the bird flu, they thought was going to be like the next... They thought it was going to be nasty, basically, a really nasty strain of flu, since it has a history. I forget, was it World War II or I, where afterwards, or somewhere around that time, there was like a massive pandemic of the flu, and it killed a lot of people. And they think that's going to happen again with some strain of the flu. They're not sure.
Uh-oh.
Crap. Killed one.
I shot him in the tower.
Oh no, I'm bad.
Oh no, I don't have enough mana to do anything. I'm just running.
Oh no, I'm running.
Oh, I used my arrow on him in the tower, but it just wasn't enough.
I should have gotten him, but
rats.
I didn't. Oh well. What were we talking about? Shit.
Just flus and bird flus and swine.
Oh yeah. They think it's killed a lot of people before, and usually it's like really. Usually it affects the elderly or the young. It's not like in between.
Well, that's that's pretty common. I mean, with this flu as well, they say the most high risk are young and people over, I guess, 60 or 65. And you can't give the shot to kids younger than 6 months old. One thing that's interesting, though, here's another interesting tidbit, myth debunked. Pregnant women, they actually recommend getting the flu shot because they say in utero, the antivirals that are produced from the vaccine can go into the little baby, their little fetus, and that can give them a little bit more of a natural resistance to flu in the future. So
yeah, that's I think after a child's born, they have like month or something like that where they have the same antibodies as the mother.
Mm-hmm. So they actually recommend it, which is kind of interesting because most people kind of assume the opposite, where it would be discouraged or whatever, is a chance to harm the little bugger, the little soccer player in there.
Oh, the soccer player.
We got a little soccer player. So the flu is crazy, like I said. You want to avoid the flu, just wash your goddamn hands. And you'll be in good shape. That's really all you got to do. So what do we have next, Josh? Let me pull up the news spreadsheet here. The spreadsheet on news. So, Josh, let's talk about guns. Gun control and flu. We're going to take out the flu with all the extra guns we have in America right now. Lay it on me. Take the lead. What are we talking about with guns today?
Oh, so gun control, after the physical cliff has been settled, last year, even though it's only a month ago, Obama said he was going to look at gun control in the U.S. And since then, there's been a lot of talk. I think, oh my God, this is really bad. But like Biden has been put in charge of like putting the initial proposal on what they like first step should be, which I don't have a lot of faith in Biden.
I don't think anybody has a lot of faith in Biden.
But yeah, so we'll see what comes out of that. Oh crap! I'm coming back. But yeah, so in the next couple weeks, we should see like the first steps of like what, as far as like what, like I don't know what they want to do about gun control in the U.S. And we'll see if anything comes out with it. But I mean, like,
my question was, does Joe Biden know anything about guns? Of all the people, like, is he remotely qualified to make executive orders about guns? Is he a hunter? Has he ever shot a gun?
I mean, I have no clue. Oh shit!
Oh Oh.
Oh no, I mistimed it. Scared him away.
Oh, little bugger there. Oh yeah, we got somebody.
I mistimed it. I scared him away. My bad.
Well, if you say friend, maybe he'll still think that you're nice. Oh god, it's Jace.
Don't worry. But yeah, so we'll see what comes out of this gun control thing. A lot of people are saying ban assault weapons. The NRA blames violent movies, video games, basically everything except guns. So I don't know. It's hard to. I don't know. On the Daily Show, they talked mainly about they highlighted that there's also no one solution to this problem. There's like no one thing that's going to fix it. It's a bunch of steps that it's going to be this thing that takes a lot of steps, and it's going to take time before we see results. But we should be taking steps now because it's just getting worse and worse each year.
Yeah, and like I think you're exactly right that it's not a one and done because I think the problem essentially is deep rooted in the culture, and it's going to take generations to really change our culture of gun violence. The other thing that again people don't realize is that they think, all right, we're going to ban assault weapons. That doesn't get rid of all of them that are already out there. And that's something a lot of people just don't like to think about. That okay, yeah, it's illegal. Now they're all gone, right? No, that stops the production, and they get confiscated as they people get arrested with them. But they're all still out there. Gun shows, gun conventions are showing all-time highs in turnouts because people are afraid that their guns are going to get banned, so they want to stock up while they can. And that's a little scary. I used my ult.
Oh my god.
Jace is very good.
Yeah, I like that hero.
Yeah, he's a butthole. So, but it's a little bit scary, and I'm not convinced that banning weapons, or even if we had a setup like we tried to move to more of a British model where we have no guns at all in our country. I don't know, man. I don't see that as being feasible.
I don't know. They compare on the Daily Show. They compared it a lot to what they've done with alcohol and drunk driving, where they've taken a lot of steps where they're like now checkpoints and everything. They tightened down on like bartenders serving alcohol and made the punishments more stricter. And they showed that over like 30 years, this has had a really significant impact on reducing. Oh my god, they surrendered?
What? Oh, come on, I didn't even get to do anything! Oh, what? Josh.
Oh my god, we were just too strong, AC.
Were we? I guess we did kind of wreck them. Did we really wreck them that hard, though? It didn't feel like it.
We were like 5-2 combined for a lane. I don't know.
Let's see. I was 1-1-3. You were 4-1. Oh, I guess the rest of our. I guess Soraka and Yi did well up top, huh?
Yeah, they did.
He had a Rabadon's hat in whatever 20 minutes.
Dang. Well, okay.
Well, great. So now what do we do, though? It's one of those things where I know if we play another game, it's going to be a 45-minute match, and this is going to be the longest episode of News Report in the history of humanity.
I know, unless you feel like going super pro and ending the game.
I mean, I just don't know if we can pull that off again, Josh.
I don't know if we can either.
This game has other modes. Let's do one of these other ones. Let's play Dominion. That's fast.
Okay, we'll do that.
Have you ever played Dominion?
I did with you, and I remember we played it and we lost the computers. Every single time we played it. We played it 3 times in a row, and we lost the computers 3 times in a row.
All right, well, we're just going to go for it. How bad could it be? I mean, I know that you have to go capture the towers.
I know that, too. I forget what heroes you're supposed to pick.
You want fast ones, so I might play Ezreal. He's fast and blinks. Twisted Fate can be fun. I'll
go Garen again. We'll see how it works. We'll see.
Fuck it. I'll just play Garen. I don't even care.
The hero is OP. I'm hoping that he can be OP in this version too. But back to guns. But yeah, on the Daily Show they compared to what they did to alcohol is what like should happen to gun control, where like you put a bunch of laws in place, and over time they should overall have a decreasing effect on like gun deaths and everything, gun violence.
Right.
And they talked about like how people are too afraid to act. The big thing is like, when do we talk about guns? Like Fox News never wants to talk about guns. They're like, I don't know, after some tragedy happens, even a month after, they're like, we don't want to talk about taking away our guns. And it seems to be people are too afraid of the future to act in the present. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Afraid of the future. That's some deep stuff, Josh.
People are afraid of what may happen, and so they can't address like the present situation.
Right. And the other thing that is, I mean, I certainly think it should be addressed, but it's in terms of other killers in America, it just isn't. It isn't number one. It's not like there's a study that I read that said it's actually maybe not right. No, wait, no, I have this backwards in my head. Never mind, Josh. Never mind. I forget. I had an idea. I had a thought, but it totally blew. All right, we're gonna focus on the game here. Ooh, Blitzcrank. He could be fun.
It slipped away.
It slipped away. Well, no, I had it in my head, but then after I was about to repeat, I was repeating it to myself in my head, and then I realized it didn't make any sense. So.
Lady Lucky smiling.
All right, Lady Lucky styling. There we go. So how come I can't load Google? So anyhow, it's not the number one killer in America. You know, it's like number 10 on the list. Driving in a car is significantly more dangerous than you are a much higher chance of dying in a car-related accident than you do from any sort of gun-related death, depending on where you are in the country. So I think that given, it's just going to slowly die out once the media hype kind of dies off, just because it's not. It's just statistically speaking not a big killer in America.
The big thing is, like, I haven't looked at the numbers, but to me, it seems like it's getting worse and worse each year. And so it's like, when do you look at the numbers? Do you address it once it becomes over that threshold? Once it is like the number, I don't know what, once it comes,
I don't know what the threshold would be.
Gets bumped up 3 numbers in the list, like, when do you start saying this is a problem, we need to fix it?
But my question is, how do you really make a meaningful impact? I mean, banning assault weapons, I mean, sure, that will sort of help, but in most of these cases, they're sort of, it's not really what people, how to say this properly?
Crap.
Not only will there still be some out there, but there's still plenty of other weapons. You can still buy legal weapons and modify them. You know, you can still mix together parts to make really powerful weapons. What is it, sawing the end off of a shotgun, that kind of bullshit? I mean, it's illegal, but you can still do it. So
no, there's just like multiple steps that I can't list like all of them. I don't know a lot of them since I haven't like done a lot of research, but I'm sure there's a lot of steps you can take. Just like drunk driving, where there are a lot of steps to stop it, but people still do it occasionally. It's like frowned upon.
That's
but
true.
like, there's no ultimate way you can stop drunk driving. It's like, you're not going to get rid of it completely. People are going to do it, but you can make steps to where it, like, you can see a decrease over time in it instead of an increase. It's not like drunk driving is getting worse; it's actually decreasing.
Yeah. That's true. That's actually an interesting analogy, because drunk driving. All right, I could buy that. Joshy. So I want to move on here. Talk to me about the 6-strike plan Verizon is implementing here. They're following in Google's footsteps, man. They're trying to crack down on piracy. What are they doing?
Yeah. Well, there's been this big move to crack down piracy overall, and the Obama administration has been there's been bigger issues, but they've been trying to work on like making internet piracy something that they want to try to stop in the future. So Verizon started off with this like 6-strike plan, where it's basically you get like 6 strikes before, like, I think they take away your internet. But they like send emails to you, they warn you, they like say this is bad, don't do it.
How do they figure it out? What's their determinant of that you're using? Is it just based on bandwidth? Because I know they do that thing where they'll turn off your internet if you torrent too much, but they don't really know what you're doing. They can just see that you're using bandwidth patterns. They can see what you're doing. They can?
They can. I think it's illegal in most cases, but they can see what you're doing.
Oh, okay. I see.
They can totally. I'm pretty sure they can totally monitor what you're doing, but
probably.
It's illegal.
I mean, I imagine the technology exists that they could do that.
But yeah, and they don't like to get caught up in that. They try to push that responsibility to the people that again are stuff pirated.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but this is like the start. I don't know. To me, I think this is going to become a bigger issue down the road, where it's going to be like when we get to be adults, they're going to find ways on how to like stop piracy and like I don't know, put chips in everything and make sure they know if you're stealing something.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, it's going to be like we're adults and it's like, yeah, I remember we used to be able to just download songs on the internet, cost nothing. We had YouTube, everything was free that was online.
Everything was free, and there was no means of tracking anything in terms of piracy.
Yeah.
Or at least anything beyond banning your YouTube account. Whoop-de-doo. You can just make another free one right away. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. That's going to be something that it's complex, and what it's really going to involve is just the big players working together, exchanging data, and having some. Basically, it's going to come down to having some huge database where they can track real people. You know, basically match your social security number to your ISP or something like that, and then what you need, some sort of responsibility that ultimately goes back to people, and not just goes back to. You know, like your online account or whatever that's kind of meaningless.
So yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to see. Like, this will be something that's going to take a while to do overall and like get into place since it's totally new. The internet's just still developing to me. It's like, where are you? I was going to come in.
Yeah, I'm coming in here.
Slay with you.
I think their team spawns right here or something.
Oh, that could be bad
yeah,
then.
This may be a little bit rough.
Still gonna do it though.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, their team definitely does spawn here.
I'm taking their turret. I'm taking it.
But yeah, I wanted to see what would happen if like piracy became completely legal and they found a way to stop everyone from doing it. What would happen?
I don't know. It's a little bit scary.
Everyone started buying this
yes,
stuff?
I mean, are we going to go back to paying $20 for a CD? Is that what's going to happen? That's the one good thing about piracy is it's forcing these big companies to start updating their business models and their ways of doing things. In terms of why the record companies are so upset, it's not because they're losing money on the internet as much as they're upset because they missed the buck. They're still trying to operate under this old business model of selling physical compact discs for a huge markup. And now the means of virtual goods has just changed the state of that game. So it's forced them to make cater to consumers a little bit, make their products more accessible, and kind of overall better for us. So if there's no piracy, that gives control to a group of people that care about nothing more than putting money in their pockets. So that's a little scary, Josh. I don't know. I don't want to sound like an advocate for piracy, but if we lived in a state right now that had absolutely no piracy, I mean, right now the only real way to stop piracy is to have basically have an intranet that's monitored by your country, where they control who has access and what you access when you're on it. And that's scary, Josh.
Bam. Yeah, I know, it definitely is. I can see a lot of people being something where there's definitely a huge fear factor in it. But I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how it goes in the next couple, like, yeah, this is going to take a while, but next coming years, get this guy.
Finish him. Die, Annie.
So, where do you heal? I know there are heal things somewhere on the map.
Do you heal in this, or do you just die? What happens if you push B? Oh yeah, recall's a lot shorter here. I would just go back. Whatever. Guardian ring, sure, I'll buy one.
I never go back. I'm gonna pick up one of these things. Can I do that?
I never go back.
Can't do that. Never mind.
Alright, I'm saving up for a large rod.
You would save up for a large rod.
A needlessly large one. So that's an interesting thing to think about, though. What if there actually was real piracy control on our internet? North Korea's got piracy control because they control everything on the net. Well, their government controls everything on the North Korean net.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it'll definitely be pretty interesting. But yeah, we're seeing the first steps of it finally come into place. where they're stopping. I know they sent out stuff for Game of Thrones was the most pirated thing this whatever this year. Everyone went to see that.
That's so sad because honestly, I really like HBO. HBO, I think, is a quality
They have some of the best shows.
Yeah, they really like of all those premium channels. I think HBO is worth the money. They're $5 or $10 a month, whatever the fuck it costs. I absolutely love anything on HBO. Well, not anything, but most of their stuff. I'll at least give it a chance. So it's sort of a shame, but honestly, it's maybe not a bad thing. It's kind of good marketing for HBO a little bit. It speaks to the quality of their products. So I don't know that it's all bad. I know that they were doing a thing when True Blood Season 1 ended. They basically, their way of stopping piracy was to make a fake torrent. Well, it had the episodes. It was a real torrent, but it had a tracker in it. And then they could send that tracker to the ISP, and then they could shut down your ISP, or they would like terminate your service for a short amount of time or whatever, ban you for a week as kind of a warning for getting caught with piracy. I thought that was cool though. So what HBO did, they set a server so it's like the best torrent that has like all these seeders and few leechers, and you're just like, I downloaded it, but before I opened it, I read the comments. Glad I did that one.
You always gotta read those comments. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's a creative idea though.
But yeah, the day of where they sue people has like, that's over. They're not really doing that anymore. I think like, yeah, they're still trying to settle like the last lawsuit or whatever. But
I remember that
day and age is over. You don't have to worry about getting sued, I think, anymore. I'm pretty sure they made a deal. Someone made a deal with something, but they're not going to do that anymore. It's now just turning off the internet.
Well, I think the big thing was, when music piracy was big. I remember they tried to make an example out of like 3 people. And there were like 3 people that had to pay like $5,000 per song that they downloaded. And it's just like, yeah, that's not happening. There's no way you can actually make that like a policy or something that you can do. So they tried to do that to make an example out of a few people. And I mean, even the Americans that don't understand statistics were smart enough to compile that data and be like, they got 5 out of the 10 million people downloading music. I think I'm safe. I'll take those odds.
No, the big thing was the fear factor. You got to be like scared that you're going to be the one where they target with like $1 million lawsuit.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what they're doing. They're throwing out these giant number of lawsuits, and that's a little scary.
It is a little scary. I don't even know. Can you imagine like what you do if you got that in the mail and you're just like,
It's like, I would be like, can they even do this?
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen them do it, but can they even do it?
I've seen them try, but is this really something they can do?
Oh shit, she summoned the bear.
Oh no, not the bear.
Bear got me.
Bear's about to get me too, damn. Sprint, you bastard! Oh no, I ran right into Kale. Oh, I picked a bad path. I didn't realize. I looked down, I was like, oh crap, that's the only one that they own, and I'm headed straight for it. Oh, what a bugger.
We're winning though.
We're winning. So, well, it's interesting. Verizon, so my question, though, is, so this happens, right? Verizon has their 6 strikes. Let's say a lot of people screw the pooch, and they get their 6 strikes. They get banned from Verizon. Well, there aren't too many other options. After that, they just head on over to Comcast and start a new party on one of those promotional contracts. So, I mean, it's a noble effort, but is this really just going to end up hurting Verizon? In terms of they ban people and then they just go to their competitor?
Yeah, it's something, I don't know. We'll have to see it develop over time because it's definitely the very first steps of what's probably going to happen on a much larger scale in the future. So we'll have to see.
That would be kind of funny, though. I can just see the posts already. They're just like, all right, see you later, guys. I'm going to Comcast. Have fun.
Oh, I'm going to slay this team and feel good about myself.
Do it. Oh, yeah. I like Gambit, man. Look at him. He's doing so much damage. I'm throwing cards.
I know. You can teleport to everywhere, too.
I haven't even used my ult yet.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's not anywhere. It's just a big radius.
Oh, I thought it was just about anywhere.
Nah, it's like... It's not that.
Oh. So I guess, like, the last thing we have on our list is the $1 trillion coin.
The $1 trillion coin. Josh, please tell me about this coin because I hadn't heard.
I can't believe you haven't heard about this.
I don't know how I missed it.
So there turns out to be a special loophole that the U.S. Treasury has where they are allowed to make platinum coins up to and above $1 trillion. What this basically allows the government to do is they can settle the debt ceiling by printing platinum coins and not needing Congress to approve a new budget.
Owie. So, how does that work? Why is printing a $1 trillion coin a way of fixing debt problems? I'm not connecting the dots on this one.
Because if they don't, then Congress basically has to agree on a budget.
Mm-hmm.
And Congress is held by Republicans, and the GOP, Boehner, and Obama don't agree on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
This is the main thing.
I think that's an understatement.
So yeah, you can get around that just by saying we basically don't have to deal with you, and we'll print platinum coins, and we'll print $1 trillion of them, and we can technically use that to settle and write checks.
So it's basically a loophole to write more currency. Instead of actually making currency, they can just make some coin that's worth a shit ton of money and then exchange it for currency. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, you can't technically write more currency. You can't just print more money to settle debt.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but
legally,
you are.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can do that, but it's
No, you
not
can't.
a good idea.
No, you can't. It's
Okay.
illegal for the U.S. Treasury to do it unless they like agree on to it in Congress. That's what the debt's. Yeah, but you can, however, print platinum coins. That's legal.
Oh, so we could trade China platinum coins instead of money.
Yes, in some sense, like they don't even have to be worth $1 trillion in coins.
But
You can
that's
just
that's the limit. That's the most that they could produce in coins is $1 trillion.
I think they can actually do more, but they want to do the $1 trillion coin.
$1 trillion per coin.
Yeah, something like that.
Are you
It's
kidding?
very. Dude, it's like the biggest loophole I've never heard of, and I don't know why people haven't like tried to do this before.
That's what I'm saying. How is this the first time I'm hearing about this $1 trillion loophole?
It's like it's funny because this week it started off like as a myth, as like something that they can possibly do, but then they actually looked at it and there's like, wait, we can actually do this.
And then someone pulled it up on Wikipedia and we're just like, whoa, wait a second, guys, this isn't a joke.
Wait, this is a legal move. They're allowed to do this. And so this week the GOP tried to like put in laws so that they can't do it anymore, but it's technically on the table at the moment. It's a perfectly legal move Obama can take and say, listen, we don't need to make a new budget. I don't have to deal with like all this stuff. I can print $1 trillion platinum coin, and yeah, you guys can go to hell.
I can just picture why. Hey, all right, listen up, kiddies. All right, let's cut the bullshit here. All right, I'm just going to print this here coin, and it's going to solve all our problems. All right, we don't need any of this. Hey, Boehner, how about you shut the fuck up for a minute? All right, we're printing the coin.
Yeah, basically.
That's
so.
American government at its best, right there. Our $1 trillion coin going to say. So let me ask you this, Josh: who's going to be on the coin?
That's a good question.
That's a really good. It better not be Obama or Boehner.
Oh, I would be Boehner.
I don't know, just to smite him, just as like the ultimate slap in the face. I know you don't support this, Boehner, but you seem like the best choice to put on the face of this coin. You're just so orange; it's gonna fit the copper so well.
It's platinum.
They can put a copper layer on the top just to make it right. Or no, they can make the coin platinum. Then his face will be made of copper.
That would work. That would contrast the platinum very well. Yeah.
That would work. That would be good stuff. That would be Boehner appropriate. Look at that +1 teamwork, Josh.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's like being the big talk with trying to settle this raising the debt ceiling. Yeah, that's what they need to settle, and the spending cuts and everything. But yeah, it's one of the things that could happen.
Here we go. $1 trillion coin. Hey, let's mint it. That's the headline on Fox News right now.
I think it's going to make a pretty good movie one of these days. Guys, we got to steal the $1 trillion platinum coin.
Oh my god. Dude, here's a picture of one with Obama on it. Look at this. The coin, it just says spending and has a picture of Obama on it.
Yeah, dude.
That's so Fox News.
It's a completely legal move. Yeah, and I imagine Obama. Yeah, I don't know what would go on the coin. That would be the big question. What goes on the coin?
Oh, God. I hope we could vote on it. I'd want there to be a public voting poll for that. I'd go to the polls, man. I'd do it up. No probs, no questions asked.
I think a lot of people would. But would you vote yes or no? I think it sounds cool, but in the end, probably, I don't know.
I mean, I might vote yes just to see if they'll actually do it. Like
just to see if they actually pull the trigger.
I feel like they could. I just feel like, I mean, everyone's talking about the doomsday of, oh, you know, if we let the auto industry fail, everything's going to go down. Like, I'm sure there'd be plenty of doomsday people like, listen, guys, if we print just one of these coins, what if we lose it? What if we lose it?
What if we lose it? We'll print another one.
That's $1 trillion down the tubes right there. That's just like throwing $1 trillion out the car or out the window of your car going 80 down the highway, man. You never know. They're pretty disorganized there in Congress.
They are. But, yeah.
Wow, the $1 trillion coin. I like that. I think we need to change the title of this episode to the $1 trillion coin. That's much more grabby than it's flu season. So that worked out well, though, Josh. We double slap X4 Jigglypuff style. 2 games back to back, man. That was good stuff.
Jigglypuff style. I like it.
Yeah. Double slap. Double slap times 2. Get slapped in the face, son.
Damn.
So that's it, though. We had some other bullshit in here, but I think we're about ready to pull the curtains, though. Joshy here. Any closing words? Any remarks? Any last bit of advice you want to give to those flu folks out there that are trying to avoid sickness?
I don't even know. Wash your hands, I guess.
Wash your goddamn hands.
It's about all you can do. It's like, just take your chances.
Exactly right, guys. Make sure you follow Josh on Twitter at JDHyper. Look at that handsome fuck right there. He's been tweeting 35 times. 35 times, guys. Get on this. You're missing out. He's been blogging.
My New Year's resolution. Yeah, it's not worked out so well.
He's sort of been blogging. He's thought about it. Look at this. He's hashtagging downtown PBS. Old sayings. Watch out, guys. Make sure you follow us on Twitter as well, at ZyoriTV. That is at ZyoriTV. We tweet a little bit more frequently than Josh, but that's okay. We love him nonetheless. Until next time, guys, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other. We'll see you on another news report.